How's it going, everyone? I went to see Star Wars Episode 7 The Force Awakens on opening night, and after I saw it, I was like, whoa, that was awesome. I meant to have this video up sooner, but I need to take some time to think about what I saw, because the truth is, when I left the theater, I was ready to give Star Wars The Force Awakens like a 9.5 or even a 10, but after thinking about it for a while, I'm now ready to give the film an objective review. Alright, first, I'm not going to reveal too much about the plot because I don't want to ruin it for you guys, but I will have a spoilers video up in a few days. I'm going to discuss the film's story, then the acting, followed by special effects, and finally, any issues I have with the film. Star Wars The Force Awakens takes place 30 years after Return of the Jedi. The film opens with the classic Star Wars opening, and when I saw it, the entire audience, including me, started clapping and cheering. It was a blast. The film's story is Luke Skywalker is missing, and the First Order, which is basically a new smaller version of the Empire, has surfaced, and they're determined to take over the galaxy, and they have created a planetary weapon similar to the Death Star that can destroy planets, and the Resistance, which used to be the Rebel Alliance, though why did they change the name I will never know, are fighting to stop them. Both the Resistance and the First Order are trying to find Luke. Princess Leia, or should I say General Leia, is trying to find Luke so she can get his help in defeating the new enemy. And the First Order, that is under the command of Supreme Leader Snoke, which is a pretty lousy name, and his apprentice Kylo Ren, are searching for Luke so they can destroy him and prevent the Jedi from returning once and for all. The film starts on the planet Jakku, and stormtroopers suddenly show up and attack a village, looking for information on Luke Skywalker's location, and a Resistance fighter named Poe Dameron is forced to hide the information inside BB-8, which is a new droid that looks awesome, and is actually a practical effect and not CGI, which is freaking awesome. Poe Dameron is captured, but a stormtrooper named Finn, who doesn't want to kill anyone, helps Poe escape, but they're shot down and Finn seems to be the only survivor. And he makes it to another village where he runs into Rey, who is a scavenger, and BB-8, who ended up with her. And the three end up under attack, and they end up boarding the Millennium Falcon. And when we saw the Falcon again, the entire theater, including me, just started cheering. And it was so awesome to see the Millennium Falcon again. They escape with the Falcon into space, and then suddenly, Han Solo and Chewbacca show up. Yay! Chewie! I am telling you guys, when they made their appearance, we all exploded in the theater with excitement, and Harrison Ford walked right back into the role of Han Solo like he never left. It was just perfect. Alright, since I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version of what happens next. The gang heads for the Resistance, in the hope of helping them stop the First Order from taking over the galaxy, and I'm going to end this by saying one awesome battle will happen. Alright, moving on to the acting, I will say this. The acting in this film is really good, for the most part. Harrison Ford easily returns to his role as Han Solo, and his performance is outstanding. Carrie Fisher is a tricky one. She does a good job playing General Leia, but it's just not the same as in the original trilogy. The new heroes of the film are all perfect. Rey, who is played by Daisy Ridley, nails her performance, and she's a real badass. And I really wish I could tell you guys why, but I don't want to spoil it, so I have to hold off for my spoilers episode. Finn, who is played by John Boyega, delivers a very human performance, showing a lot of emotion, and really steps up to the plate, showing a lot of courage. Poe Dameron, who is portrayed by Oscar Isaac, I hope I did not butcher his name. He is, I would argue, the next Han Solo. He has such a similar personality, and he becomes a real badass. Kylo Ren, who is played by Adam Driver, is a very interesting character. On one hand, he seems similar to Darth Vader, but in a new way. But on the other hand, he also has a conflicting nature between the light and the dark side of the Force that creates a very interesting personality. And Adam Driver delivers a good performance showing very good emotion. Supreme Leader Snoke, who is played by Andy Serkis. All I can say is he's an Emperor wannabe, and frankly, I don't like his character. And while the actor does the best job he can, but he's just nowhere near as menacing as Darth Sidious. Okay, the last evil character I'm going to talk about is General Hux, who is played by Dumal Gleason. Okay, honestly, the character's performance is way over the top, and you just don't believe it. And while I can tell the actor was really trying, but the fact is he's just too young, and frankly, an older character should have been chosen for the role. In the end, I would say the overall acting is good, but clearly the better talent was mostly on the good side of the Force. Okay, time to discuss the film's special effects. I'm just going to say it. The effects are freaking awesome. The practical effects look amazing, and the CGI is used only when necessary, and it looks really good. BB-8 looks amazing, and it's so incredible that he's a practical effect, and I hope I can see BB-8 one day. The sets look amazing, especially the Millennium Falcon. Seeing it again, it just looked incredible. The X-Wings and new TIE Fighters look really good, and it was freaking epic having the TIE Fighter come flying at me through the screen. The effects, in my opinion, are easily a 10 out of 10, hands down. Alright, time to discuss the issues I have with The Force Awakens. Alright, in truth, there is not a lot of bad things I can say about this film, but there are some issues that I need to discuss. First, I already mentioned this, but most of the characters on the dark side of the Force just feel, frankly, underwhelming to me, especially Supreme Leader Snoke, which is such a horrible name, and I feel this is a letdown and hurts the film. A character named Captain Phasma, who is played by Gwendoline Christie, is such an underused character that clearly has tons of potential, and she's barely used in the film, but it seems pretty clear that she will have a bigger role in the sequels, and I really hope that's the case, but I just wish she would have been used more effectively here. Alright, my biggest issue with Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, is the film honestly feels like a remake of the original Star Wars. The stories are very similar, even though there are some changes, but the overall story is the same, and it feels like J.J. Abrams decided to play it safe and keep the Force Awakens plot very close to the original, especially after the prequels had very mixed results. And, in truth, that's not a bad thing, but like I said, the film is great, but because it follows the original Star Wars so closely, it doesn't allow for much of a new direction for the new Star Wars films. Alright guys, in the end, Star Wars Episode 7 The Force Awakens is a really good film, and it's definitely way better than the prequels, and it really brings back the feel of the original trilogy, but it's not perfect. I give Star Wars Episode 7 The Force Awakens a final score of 8.5 out of 10. I highly recommend you guys go see Star Wars The Force Awakens. It is a really good film. I will have the spoilers video up in a few days. I will talk to you guys later. This is the Entertainment Wizard, signing off.